Montgomery House Library, the show about what's going on in your neighborhood. I'm J.A. Wonder Dog Brews here today, and this is this guy, Jesse. Hey. Happy New Year, Jess.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Did you make any New Year's resolutions?
I did.
Like, share a little.
Well, this year I started off, the very beginning of the year, I started doing my floors, and by the end of the year, I'm going to have all my floors done.
So I'm a little split between resolutions and goals. I would have more closure, less drama, and move forward in places where I'm stuck. One of the things I'm working on, though, is my reading, ironic as that is, being that we're in the library. And I'm talking about finishing books. I start so many books, and I don't finish them. And it's okay, I think. We tell customers all the time, if you don't like a book, then forget about it. And, move on to one that you do like. Well, in my case, the problem is like squirrel. So, like, anytime we get a new book or I'm working in the stacks and I see something that looks cool, I'll pick it up, I'll start reading it, and then I find another one. And then I put down the first one, and then I start like all these different books, and I got a whole pile, I don't know if anybody else is like that, on the nightstand, that you've got a whole bunch. Rue knows about it, don't you, Rue? That's how you get those stacks like really big, and I'm trying to get the stack down to like a roar. Anyway, the show about what's going on in your neighborhood. Jess, you got anything going on in your neighborhood?
Yeah. I see the Christmas trees out along the road in town, waiting to be picked up by the borough. Pickup started today till the end of the month. The borough asked that you put the tree on the curbside, not blocking the sidewalk.
Have you had that happen?
Yeah, the other day I drove through and someone had one out there and it blew right onto the road. I missed it.
Yeah, I know in Milton, where I live, I drive past where I think they call it Department of Public Works, DPW, that's right, Department of Public Works. And their sign is up, and our tree pickup is next week, and it's the 10th through, I think they say the 15th. And it took me forever, living Milton, to figure it out. Day one is Monday. That wasn't so hard to figure out, but it matches up with your ward. And your ward, of course, is related to where you vote. So Ward 1, Christmas tree pickup will be on the 10th. Ward 2 will be on Tuesday. Ward 3, Wednesday. And it's just lucky that Milton has 5 wards and the 5 days in the weekend.
That makes sense.
I know. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah. Why couldn't I figure it out? It's not like it's the Da Vinci Code or something. Well, once again, my neighborhood story is on the micro level. So one of the things you do, hopefully not the day after Christmas, we all learned that your Christmas returns is not cool to do them the day after Christmas. And if you have multiple returns in multiple locations, the lines are like super long. So you wait a little bit of time, which is what I did. And so after work one night, it's dark pretty early. I put Wonder Dog Brew in the truck, and it was one of those places you had to drive a little ways. I was a lot of hungry, almost hangry, so I had to kind of decide, okay, I'm going to eat first, right, before I do my returns. So I went through the drive-through to the Burger King, the home of the Impossible Whopper, because that sandwich is my jam. Right. And little dog Rue is looking at the window at the drive-through person and says, "Oh, what a cute little dog. Would you like some bacon?" And of course, Rue said, "Yeah, I want some bacon." So this person at the Burger King handed me 2 strips of bacon, like real bacon. But Rue, for those of you who don't know, does not eat in the car. She waits till she gets home. So I was driving around doing these returns with bacon in my cup holder. Wow, bacon in the cup. Yeah, it's a whole new way to air freshen your car. Yeah. And then, of course, we got home, and there was this yell from me, "No bacon in the bed," because that's the first place you take bacon. But so the library has an answer for everything. We do have a book about bacon called "Everyone Loves Bacon," and it's a story about some bacon that gets a little too big for his britches. So if you're looking for a riveting read, I would recommend Everyone Loves Bacon.
I know I do.
So, yeah. Have you read this book?
Yeah, it's pretty good book.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like right up there. It's a lot of bacon.
Yeah. So at Stacks Chat, we ask you to send us your announcements. You can do that on Facebook using hashtag Stacks Chat. That would be the one. Yeah. You can give us a buzz at 570-538-1381. And we have an email now called stackschat@mghlive.org. and we'll put that in at the end. But we like to hear any fundraisers you're doing, birthdays, anniversaries, etc. Jess, got any announcements this week?
I do. Watsontown Borough Trashers, Bob Frey Disposal, they have a new phone number if you're trying to reach the trash man.
What's the number, Jess?
570-419-2162. On top of that, Baby Steps Diaper Pantry in Lewisburg has free diapers and wipes for newborns to size 6 diapers on January 8th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Baby Steps Diaper Pantry is located in United in Christ Lutheran Church, 1875 Church Road, Lewisburg. Stay in your car, it's conveniently drive-through. If you don't know, Jeremiah's Closet is open 4th Saturday of each month, 9 a.m. to
What's
11
Jeremiah's Closet? I never heard of it.
It's in the bottom of the Watsontown Baptist Church, and it's for anybody that needs some clothes or household items. There's no shame. Go down and get what you need. 501 Main Street, Watsontown. You can also get a hold of them through jmegministries.com.
Say that one again.
jmegministries.com.
Good to know.
Yep, good to know.
Any other library announcements?
I think that's it.
Oh, well, I have the library announcement. You have the neighborhood announcements.
Yeah.
Library announcements. I've got a couple. Some commercials, if you like to call it. In light of COVID, you've heard of Omicron, right?
Right.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
If you're trying to limit your contact, you could still be using your library. The phone is always on at the library. We're here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, noon to 6. Wednesday, noon to 4. Saturdays, 11 to 2. So you can reach us via phone. You can stop by. We'll help you out. But maybe ebooks or e-audios is an answer for you to do a little social distancing. A lot of times we have items in the ebooks that we don't have in print in-house. And anybody got a cool new phone for Christmas or a new gadget, or you want to try it out, we'll help you. We'll walk you through it on the phone, or you can come and bring us your gadget, and we'll show you how to get the ebooks and the audios using the Libby, Libby app. So you would go to the Play Store or the App Store on an Apple item type of thing, and we can help you out with that. Also, you can place reserves on things. You can do it digitally through our website using your library card, or you can go old school. Call us up, 570-538-1381. We'll reserve them, and we still do curbside service. Give us a buzz, let us know you're outside, and we'll run them out to you, even though it's cold and in the winter. Just like Walmart, CVS, Weis, we'll run them out to you on the curbside.
Yeah, we're happy to see you.
And thanks to the mystery donor who left us some very cool outdoor holiday decorations and gadgets, because we're collecting them to add to our display. We're trying to build a very cool drive-by worthy display, maybe not on the level of Knoebels, but on the level of McEwensville, that you'd want to drive by and check us out. And we got some very cool stuff. It's on the Facebook, Jess, right?
Yep.
That we're collecting displays.
Yep.
And
Lights, decorations, blow-ups, whatever you have.
you know, light it up real good,
Yeah,
huh?
we're going to light it up this year.
How about it? Did you have any birthdays or anniversaries called in, Jess?
There is famous birthdays this week.
Deborah,
We'll start with Deb. Today's Deb's birthday. Our famous in-house Deb.
who just happens to be walking by right now.
Yes.
All right, on count of 3. Go, Deborah. It's your birthday. Go, Deborah. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go, Deborah. It's your birthday. Jess, do you have any other birthdays to report? See, that's what happens when you call in the birthday. Go ahead, Jess.
So on the 2nd, Cuba Gooding Jr. turned 54. You know, the guy from Boys in the Hood, Pearl Harbor.
Cool running.
Yeah, there you go, Snow Dogs. J.R.R. Tolkien would have been 130 yesterday.
Who else? You got anybody else?
So, of course, today, Deb Lee has a birthday. Happy birthday, Deb. We all love you here. Thanks for coming in today. On the 5th, Robert Duvall is 91. You know, he's been an actor for over 7 decades. So, for the 6th, Mr. Bean is 67.
Oh, my God. Can you do the dance? The bee dance?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Like a Mr. Bean. He rocks.
Yeah, so anyway, if you don't know who Mr. Bean is, that's Rowan Atkinson. He's great, Mr. Bean. On the 7th, Galileo would have been 412.
Wow. Yeah, he really did make it to 412. I'm
Yeah.
going to talk about him in a little bit.
Yeah. For any of you that don't know, he discovered the first 3 moons of Jupiter. All the way back then. So, to end out the week, on the 8th, Elvis Presley.
Now, there's
would
somebody
have
we
been
know.
87.
Yeah.
87.
He is the king.
Did you know he had a twin?
No, I did not know that.
Well,
And our last library announcement is a very sad announcement. Our Dorothy Wilson, many of you have spoken with her on the phone. She passed away last week. So we are sending out tons of rest and prayer and other supportive messages to all her friends and family. She was the first person that you saw when you walked in the door. She was the first person I hired at this library. She started as a volunteer. She would most likely be the person you talked to on the phone if you called in. Super festive, super positive, woman of faith, dedicated employee, and it's just a loss for the entire community. She was one of a kind. So Jess, part of our show, we have news from the snacks. You ready to go books lately?
I have.
Like what?
So I've decided to go with some children's books, which are also popular movies from back in the day. You know,
Back in the day.
the 80s.
Like the 80s, back when
Yeah,
Good Deborah,
the
it's your
80s.
birthday. Yeah, back when she was
And
around.
I had found that they made a book for E.T., a new version, where it's for children to be able to read, and they have great pictures in here. You know,
It's like the whole movie smashed in a book with cool
Yeah.
pictures.
yeah, and you even cry at the end. You know, when E.T.'s going home because it's sad. But it's
I
a
cry
great book.
every time.
Yeah, and of course, a classic for anybody that loves the 80s.
And you want your kids to love the 80s too?
Yeah,
Yeah, these are great
The
books.
Goonies for kids. How better can it be? They toned it down for kids to be able to read The Goonies. And afterwards, if they get it, maybe you could watch the movie with them. That's great. I would highly recommend it for your kids.
I think we have a book with the same illustrator who does The Office. For any of you who are fans of The Office, Michael Scott is in it, and I think they're in like preschool, and Michael and Dwight and like they're all in it. And we'll have to bring that one in next time.
Yeah. So what'd you pick this week?
Okay, so we talked about my resolutions and trying to be better at my reading. Related to that, I'm trying to get smarter.
Well, that's a good idea.
Because books are super helpful that way. But instead of just like reading for entertainment, I try to learn stuff. But let me tell you, a lot of stuff goes over my head. So here's my strategy, and I'll show you my books as an example. So a lot of times, especially math and science, which we're going to talk about math later, kind of blow my mind. So a good strategy for any of you who like want to learn more about stuff would be, we tell people this all the time, and there's no shame in it. Start in the kids section. So my example I brought today from the stacks is this Kathleen Kroll does a lot of biographies. She's the one, you may have seen them. They're series of like famous people, and they have these cartoon type heads, like lives of the writers, lives of the scientists, etc. But she put out individual volumes, and like some of my heroes, she's got one on Leonardo da Vinci, Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein. Those are all my heroes. But like their brains were just so much bigger than mine.
Right.
So I'm trying to like figure out like how it all works and like what was behind their discoveries. And so in this book, which is about Ben Franklin, and it's not that many pages, but it pulls apart like how he invented, for example, the Franklin stove, and it took the science of it and broke it down so I could understand it. And I felt smarter after reading this book. Also, his experiments with electricity and explain how that worked. And I know if I would take like the autobiography of Ben Franklin, I think that's the one in 2 volumes. The autobiography of Ben Franklin, it would be over my head because his brain was so big because he put a lot of time into that. So again, no shame. I went to the kids section, and then maybe I would have to read a thicker one the next time before I could get to the real thing. But that's kind of my thing.
Yeah, it keeps you from getting overwhelmed.
Because in this book, this is a really good example of how that happens. So here's my trusty Smoky Bear bookmark. And this is where I am in this book. And it's called Heaven on Earth, which is Copernicus, Kepler, Galileo. And I started reading this book last year. And it's the kind of book I can only do a couple pages at a time because it's so dense and the information is so overwhelming that it's taken me this long. And I'm going to tell you, I don't remember anything that happened in front of Smokey here. So I think I have to go back and do a situation like this. But this book is really dense. And if your goal is to learn stuff this year, or, you know, like Galileo, we all know stuff about him. But if you really want to get the dirt, you kind of have to do a deeper dive. And so we do have books like this here, and I'm just having to pick stuff. But these are my stacks picked for this week. These books are all here, available for checkout, and I hope you come and try them out. Pick some. We have lots. Get a library card. They're free. Checking out a book is free. Coming up, Jess, we have a guest today.
Yeah.
Who we got?
Sandy Snyder from Snyder's Accounting.
Right there in Turbotville. And I'll be doing the interview. I'm going to ask Sandy, it's tax season, how to get ready, and some things you can do to have a more productive tax prep season than not. What to bring if you're going to get some help from Sandy, how to prepare, most common mistakes, things like that. And it's going to be good. See you soon. Okay, here we are with our special guest today. This is Sandy Snyder from Snyder's Accounting, all the way from Turbotville. Sandy, how was your trip to the library?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah, it is a pretty day out there. Cold, but wonderful. I brought something for you. It's my box of stuff.
Wow.
How often do you get these?
Quite often, believe me or not.
And what is usually in these?
Usually in those, we get lovely papers that we have no clue what they are, most of them, because the receipts don't have, what they're on them. When we get a box like that, we always say it's for your advantage to go through it, add up all your income, add up your expenses in the categories. Our newest thing is we hand them a book for business or farm, whichever it is, and ask them to fill it out and put their entries in the categories that it is for and bring it back to us.
So it's good to have that ahead of time. So if you're going out to Snyder's Accounting, you've never been there before, go pick up a workbook first. Is that what you're saying?
If you have a business or a farm, yes, please.
How many pages is that workbook?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Maybe 20, 25 pages.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's really not, because a lot of the pages, there could be like 4 pages of income. There could be, all the different expenses, and then there in the back of the book there's some blank, because if people don't know where to put it in the expenses, then they'll put it back there and ask questions when they come in, and then we can tell them, or they'll call us and say, hey, I'm doing this, what can we do? So, but yeah, it's very difficult to come in with a box, especially if we don't know what category to put it in. So it could be like a purchase to, for a construction worker to buy material. Well, that goes in one category, but we'll look at it. We may not know that. So that's why we always ask, to fill out one of these books with your information to help us along.
When we talk about filing taxes, we're referring to income taxes.
Correct.
Correct. What kinds of returns are easier to do yourself? And in what situations might it be better off having an accountant's help like yourself?
Anybody can file a tax return on, TurboTax or H&R Block online. But the problem is if you don't know the tax laws, and you could get yourself in a little bit of trouble there. Because there could be things that you could be getting more money back that you don't know of. A lot of people don't have computers. Some people even have computers, they're like, yeah, no, we'll just have you do it. Because there are, sometimes it'll say free to do your taxes. Not always. At the very end, you could get a kind of a large bill, and then they'll say, well, that's for taking to electronic file, direct deposit, whatever.
Is there any way to know that like ahead of time?
No, because they want you to go all the way through and have it ready to be submitted.
And then get exasperated like me and say, oh, forget about it. I'm just going to push the button. I'll just pay it.
Yes. People don't realize you may not be able to print your tax return out. So anymore, if you go for a loan or go for this, that they want a copy of your tax return. They want proof that you filed your taxes. So when you're doing your online like that, you need to make sure you have a copy of your tax return so you can see what you submitted to them. And that way, if there is a problem afterwards to amend your tax return, you have a copy to see what you did submit.
So if I need to set up an appointment with an accountant like yourself, right? How much planning do you have to do ahead? And you do get those people.
Yes. Yeah. In our office, for instance, if you want in February, call the very beginning of December, January to get in. A lot of times by the end of January, we are booked out like a month or 6 weeks ahead. We try not to turn anybody away. We will make accommodations. I know there are circumstances for college. We have to get your tax return in and get it done because you need it for FAFSA.
You're dazzling me with all these big words, Sarah. I mean, I feel like it's such a huge undertaking. And
It is.
I'm afraid of making a mistake.
Well, our biggest thing is, especially with COVID right now, we ask for drop-offs. It's easier to get them in, get them input, get them checked and out the door, and keep everybody healthy and safe. We try to accommodate you. If you have a business, a farm, and you say, I need to sit down with you, we will accommodate that. But if it's just a simple tax return, dropping it off, you could have it within a couple days. Not always. Sometimes, everybody drops them off at once and you have 50 returns coming in a day. It may take us, a week to get it back to you.
So you were talking about the tax laws. I know because Sandy does our books here for the library, and there's times that she goes away for training, or I imagine you're taking some of that training online, but she gets, I assume one of the things you get training about is the new tax laws. They change every year, right?
Yes. Tax
Federal
laws,
or state or both?
all of them. Federal, state, and local can change.
Local things change too?
Sometimes locals will change also, yes. Sometimes, as a lot of people will be aware of, they will change during tax season. Last year, beginning of March, we were notified that they were changing some of the laws effective at the beginning of January. All those returns needed to be amended. Well, then the IRS came back and said, well, don't amend them, we will take care of it.
Now that sounds like a plan.
Right now, we just found out that, there are some changes for this year's tax season, and we just now found out about it. We go to class usually in November, end of October, and the beginning of November, to learn the new tax laws. 9 times out of 10, they're not ready to be giving us tax laws because they don't have them set yet.
Because Congress is waiting until the last minute
Yes.
to pass stuff
Yes.
for like December
Yeah.
31st. So are you on a double secret probation email chain to get this? Because I don't get the scoop every
Yeah.
time a tax law changes.
Yeah, well, when we go to class, you can sign up, and you can sign up with the IRS once you come enroll with them and you have your CPE credits. You can find out websites and they will text you. Like, I get emails constantly every day, sometimes 10 times a day, from the IRS saying this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And a lot of times with the software that I have, they will even say, hey, this is going to be changing, you need to look for it too. So sometimes it's a double whammy that we get to let us know that the laws are changing.
Who helps you keep track of all these things?
My partner Teresa and we get our emails. We just handle all them. We do not let the secretaries handle any of the emails that are coming in.
I mean, the email sounds like a full-time job.
There could be 70.
I think I sent you 4 today myself. I'm just saying, and it's not even noon, and I think I sent you 4.
Yeah.
Income. What kinds of income do I need to claim? If I have a lemonade stand, do I got to claim it?
Yes.
If I sold my soul on eBay, do I need to claim it?
We just got an email thing last night sent to us. There was a showing that the new thing starting January of this year, if you sell merchandise on eBay and different
Etsy,
places,
Facebook Marketplace.
Yes, you will now get a 1099 from them, and you will have to claim the income on your taxes for 2022 tax year.
For eBay.
For
Marketplace doesn't know for sure if you sell.
No, I'm not sure if places on that, but I know eBay and there's a
Good
couple
news
other
travels
ones.
fast with the government. They'll probably
So-
put Facebook on it next year.
Yes, so that's a new law that's going to happen in 2022. There's going to be a 1099K that will come out that you will get from these eBay people because they're have you registered on their site selling your goods. So that is something new that you will need.
This is how we learn stuff, folks.
Yeah.
Right here.
But,
Jess, did
yeah.
you know that?
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
I'm
like
gonna
I
have to
said,
go
that is
home and
new.
look.
But like your income, your interest, your dividends, sale of stocks, your rental income, business income, farm income, selling of a property, timber sales, all of that is taxable income that you will get to have to claim on your tax return.
Employers, they need to send out their W-2s on time.
Correct.
When do they need to be out?
January 31st.
And what if you don't get it on time?
Well, that's a good question because I know a lot of people who don't get theirs until like the middle of February.
Not here. I just have to tell you, not here.
I
We get
try to
them.
have mine out by the 15th of January so people have them.
Yes, she does.
But W-2s are supposed to be out. Does the government find you if not? I haven't heard of anybody getting fined yet for it not being done.
Have you ever had to redo someone's taxes that did it themselves? Say they started with their shoebox, and then they just threw a few darts and stuff. Have you ever had to redo that? And how
Yes.
hard is it to fix something like that?
They'll come see us and say, and then I'll say to them, where's a copy of your tax return? That's where I was telling you, if you go and do your taxes online, make sure you have a copy. Because when we go back and do an amended tax return, we have to show what you originally put on your tax return and what the new numbers are going to be to send it in.
How old are you? Oh my God, I didn't think she was going to answer that question. Is that